Live from historic Fenway Park in Boston. Interleague Baseball on MLB The Show. It's the New York Mets and the Boston Red Sox. First pitch coming your way next. So almost ready to get underway. So here's the lefty, Garrett Crochet. And Singy, we were talking earlier about how he's doing a great job navigating through tough spots.
I've just been so impressed with when it seems like there's more pressure, he's more calm and settles in. He's done an incredible job with runners in scoring position. Most guys, they get a little tight, they start to aim the baseball, but for some reason, he gets looser, the ball comes out of his hand with more life, and he's able to wiggle off the hook of tough situations and get his team back in the dugout.
Francisco Lindor leading things off and takes a strike. The next pitch misses.
That's the ball.
And that is ball one. The shortstop takes the ball. Just missed. Out. Fouls one away, and now 3-2.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
That one misses, so a leadoff walk.
Well, looking for a swing and miss right there, or for the ump to help him out and make a call with that last pitch, but neither happened. Close pitch, but a good take to earn that walk.
Here's Juan Soto. Lindor on the move. Foul ball there. Lindor gets his lead at first. Nobody out. Now snap throw to first. Lindor back in there. Bounding ball here, rolls foul. That one missed. Runner at first with no outs here. That one hit to right. Abreu on the move towards foul ground. Can't get there, base hit. That holds the runner at second base.
Back against the wall with two strikes, but found a way. Hooked around that pitch on the outside, but he was still able to square it up pretty nicely, and that takes quick, strong wrist to pull that off.
Here's Pete Alonso. Tapped at the plate, but it's a foul ball. Laser base hit. Lindor zipping around third. He'll score, and it's an RBI single, and it's 1-0.
Puts a run on the board and picks up an RBI. Everything was on time and fluid in that swing. Got a pitch he could get the barrel on and lined it into center for the knock. Those always feel good.
So runners at the corners, nobody out. Brandon Nimmo getting ready to hit.
I'm curious how he decides to attack on the mound. This guy at the plate has been great hitting under pressure this year.
0-1.
This might be the most pressure you put on this guy today. You got one run in, you got to try to get another one or maybe two.
Runner takes off. Line drive. That's a base hit as a run scores. The throw in in there safely.
Picks himself up at RBI. I don't know how he's able to shoot that pitch the other way and still put something on it. That pitch was inside, and he let it get really deep. So pretty incredible hands to fight it off and still get good wood on it.
And now it's Mark Vientos.
He's been really clutch with runners in scoring position this season, so they'll have to be extra careful in this matchup.
This one in the dirt, but no advance from the runners. Lefty out of the stretch, runners at first and third.
That's a ball.
Started to swing, held up.
Well, he's just given up 3 straight hits, and now behind in this count to this hitter. Might be a good time for somebody to call a timeout. Maybe the pitching coach go out there and talk to him just a little bit.
Singy, maybe some nerves getting the best of him in the first.
Well, it's hard to know exactly if it's nerves or not, but he just doesn't have it right now. Those hitters on the other side, they're going to say it's nerves and use that as a competitive edge to try to jump on him even more.
Two now. Swings and misses. The high heat, too much on that one.
Well, it gets talked about a lot, but a good high fastball in a 2-strike situation, it's just become such a problem for hitters in more recent years. But with all of the emphasis by pitchers on developing that spin rate, having a good grip on the baseball, those high fastballs, they kind of look like to the hitter that they're rising, even though they're not, but they're not decreasing in velocity and spin rate. So very difficult to get the barrel on it.
Jeff McNeil, batting with one down, takes a strike.
Here's a batter who, for whatever reasons, plays better on the road, and that should help him here today.
And now the count is even.
That's a ball.
Good spot for the hitter. Definitely has the advantage in this count with runners on. Look for him to be aggressive on this next pitch.
First inning going a bit long, 23 pitches to this point. And there's a rocket into the outfield. One run is in. Oh, he botches it. Nimmo headed for the plate.
Well, patience and discipline paid off right there as he got into an advantage count. Really good swing right there. He got a pitch that he knew he could handle, allowed himself to stay back just a tad bit longer, and he hit the ball on the screws.
One out, runner at second. Francisco Alvarez, the next to hit. And the first pitch misses for ball one.
Well, it's not the inning he was planning on to begin this start, but you've got to find a way to shake things off and give your team some length and put up some zeros.
Just missed.
No, that missed. That's a ball.
Well, they've been able to score 4 runs off of him in this inning, and this is where you want to just max out, get as much as you can, give him one of those tough innings where it's going to be hard for him to recover in the next one.
Late on that fastball.
I think he was sitting off speed there.
Look out!
He's hit.
And it hit him. He had 2 strikes on him, and he hit him.
Third baseman.
First and second, 1 out. And stepping in for New York, Brett Beatty. Right through there for a strike.
No balls. 1 strike.
Tough start for him so far, already at 30 pitches here in the first. Swing and a pop-up. Infield fly called there.
In effect.
Batting ninth.
Let's take a peek at the Mets lineup here. A guy who's been huge for them over the last month plus, Brandon Nimmo.
And Boog, with a lefty on the bump in this one, he's got a good shot to go off. Batting over 400 against lefties this season. So, you know, he's salivating a little bit as he walks to home plate. Look for him to have a big impact with this lefty on the mound.
Tyrone Taylor in the box now. No balls and a strike.
Looks like he's just sizing him up there. Really good pitch to hit, but he took it all the way. Sometimes guys just want to set their timing later on in the game. That may be a pitch that he turns on.
Swing and a line drive and a base hit up the middle. McNeil headed home. He will score.
Now batting, shortstop, Francisco Lindor.
Manager out of the dugout now, and he'll make a move to dip into the Red Sox bullpen. Garrett Crochet is done, and the line not closed on him yet as he's responsible for the runners on base. Back with a new pitcher after this.
Now pitching for the Red
Now
Sox.
a right-handed arm out of the bullpen,
Number
Liam
31.
Hendricks. He's been so good
Liam
against lefties.
Hendricks.
Now up to hit Francisco Lindor. Worked a walk in his first trip to the plate. The shortstop takes the ball. Close, but call the ball. Now 2-0. Just missed.
Ball.
So definitely a little wild right out of the gate.
Well, it can be a little tough coming from the bullpen mound to this mound, but you've got to find a way to get ahead in the count quickly. He hasn't. We'll see how this at bat turns out.
3-0 down. And that'll
Ball
load
four.
the
Take your
bases.
base.
He did not take the bat off his shoulder
Now
the
batting,
entire at bat.
right fielder Juan
Soto now 1 for 1 with a single so far.
There it was, a high velocity fastball in the zone. I think a little frustration from walking the previous hitter. He's got good stuff. Pitch inside the zone and trust it.
That one fouled off. All loaded up, dangerous hitter at the plate. Soto swinging a drive, deep right field. That one's carrying. Onto the track, and he makes the catch. But they take the lead thanks to a 5-run outburst. On to the bottom of the first. It's the Mets 5 and the Red Sox nothing. Back here at Fenway, and towing the slab in this one, Tyler McGill. What do we need to know here about the right-hander?
Well, Boog, maybe a little pedestrian there in terms of the ERA, but with those numbers, you expect to be in a ball game and have an opportunity to win. And really, that's all his teammates can ask for. So we'll see if he's able to be consistent in this one.
Digging in, it's the speedy outfielder, Jarren Duran. He's already set a new career best for stolen bases in a season, Chris. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter.
0-1.
And that one hammered back there. And it hits the fence. Around second now as they still don't have it. In safe at third with a leadoff triple to start the bottom of the first.
Everything came together perfectly for him right there. Came screaming off the bat. I'm sure exit velocity is off the charts. No doubt he squared that baseball up perfectly. So there was no fluke to that triple by any means. Could be a chance here for them to start clawing back into this ball game.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. Devers will hit next.
I'm liking what I've seen from him at the dish lately. Hitting better than .350 this month.
Duran, the lone runner, stands at third with nobody out. Singy, that was a laser shot, and a good thing we have StatCast to give us the details.
Yeah, get out of the way on that one. That ball flew out of the box at 112 miles per hour. You talk about generating a ton of power in that swing. He did it with quick hands, good lower half, and just unloaded on that ball.
Here's Alex Bregman. First
Ball
pitch
outside.
misses. Just
Ball, that's
missed.
up.
Swing and a ball lifted in the air. Hauls it in for the out. And there's one down.
Batting fourth, right fielder, Williams.
Let's take a look at our
Abreu.
lineup. One guy leading the way offensively for this club right now, Wilyer Abreu.
And Boog, he's their team leader in home runs, so you know the pitchers on that other side, man, they took a lot of time preparing for him in that pregame meeting. You know, he's got a lot of pop, and it's real pop. It's not fluky at all. He can absolutely change the outlook of a game very quickly, so watch out when he steps in.
Wilyer Abreu stands in now and watches strike one. McGill, he's become known as a guy that's really tough to take deep, and that is especially valuable today, Chris, when the ball's going out of the ballpark so much. Now the 0-1. There's the strike, 95 of that one.
It's very important. It's all about run prevention, right? So when you have that, it's a plus. But if you are going to give up the long ball, you want the bases to be empty, and that's where control and command really comes into play for a guy like this.
Got him looking. And there's two away.
Well, he froze him with a great fastball right on the corner. It's kind of like bowling when you think the ball's going to get into the gutter, and somehow it just hangs onto that edge and knocks down a pin. Well, he got the outside corner of the plate and got that called third strike.
Next to hit, Christian Campbell. Check swing, called strike. And the 0-1. Lindor. They take the force out. That's the third out. Inning over. But they pick up one run on the RBI single. It's now a 5-1 ball game. It's Major League Baseball, and it's on the show. Back here at Fenway, and now it's the polar bear, Pete Alonso.
First baseman, Pete Alonso.
He's not going to get cheated up there.
No, he's not. He's looking to do damage with every swing he takes.
Hendricks measures 6 feet even, 36 years old, and he's a native of Australia. First pitch
Outside,
doesn't find
ball.
the zone. That one hammered, but pulled foul. And that drops in for a strike.
Just a really nice slider down and in there. He wants to get the hitter thinking fastball, speed him up, and just subtract some velocity and add a little movement.
Ball.
Looks like he thinks that should have been a strike at the top of the zone, but doesn't seem to be too upset. That's just a case where I think he's trying to get a better feel for the umpire's strike zone and what he's going to be calling. That's just a part of pitching.
Next pitch just misses. 3-2 now.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
That one misses. So a leadoff walk.
Boog, if I were him, I'd be nibbling around the plate as well. I mean, this guy is just capable of hitting pitches outside of the zone and driving them a long way.
Here's Brandon Nimmo. RBI single his last time up. Right through there for a strike. Nobody out. Runner at first. Out to center. Campbell has a beat on it. And there's one down. So a man aboard, and next is the designated hitter, Mark Vientos. He struck out swinging at his first at bat. Yeah, that's fouled off. Bounce to third, but it kicks foul. And the pitch. And that one is downstairs. And a count 1-2.
Well, that's kind of what you expect in an 0-2 count. Excellent job of the hitter to have the plate discipline to lay off of that pitch.
And there's a ball.
2-2.
In the air, out towards right center. Campbell puts it away for the out. And there are 2 outs. Jeff McNeil stands in.
For the Mets,
doubled his first time.
Jeff McNeil.
Foul ball. At 96, that pitch is in for a strike. Next offering misses down and away. That's down and in. Alonso, the runner at first with 2 gone. Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
On the ground, out to short. Story sends it over to first. And that is that. Mets strand 1. They lead this one, though, 5-1. Back inside Fenway Park, ready to go for the last half of the inning. So stepping in for Boston, Nick Sogard. McGill back to work. Close one, doesn't get the call. 1-0. And another ball. Making the calls behind the plate in this one is Woody Keller.
Yeah, and Woody does a pretty good job back there, Boog. He's got a pretty fair strike zone most of the time. Maybe some inconsistency here or there, but usually he's back there doing a solid job.
Swing and a ball lifted in the air. Shallow right field. Soto makes the grab, one away. Fans don't really understand the familiarity and relationship players and coaches have with umpires. I mean, you see them a lot.
Yeah, Boog, they're all out there trying to do their best and perform at a high level. So when you respect that, I think over time you can develop a relationship with them.
As the game has moved along, we see more and more information supplied by teams about the umpires. I've been in clubhouses where they have pictures of all four guys, nicknames, hometowns, and as well hobbies listed, just so you can kind of small talk the umpire a little bit.
That's great.
One down, base is empty. So a foul ball makes it 1-2.
Ball.
On the ground. Beatty to first, and Story is out.
Batting 8th, second baseman, David Hamilton.
Two down, base is empty. David Hamilton up next for the Red Sox.
If there's nobody on in front of him, you know, a single for him many times is a double. This guy is off to the races, ready to steal a bag when he's on first base.
Yeah, that's a little bit high. And that's ball one. Next offering is fouled back. Two outs, base is empty. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And good work there as he gets a 1-2-3. Red Sox go down quietly. They're down here 5-1. All set for the start of the inning. Here's the catcher, Francisco Alvarez. And there's a strike.
Well, these Mets doing a good job at the plate with runners on base, and that can be a key difference maker in the game. They put a bunch of runs on the board, thanks in large part to 4 hits with runners in scoring position.
Grounds one to short. Story. The throw to first. Leadoff man retired here in the third.
Now batting, third baseman, Brett Beatty.
Here's the third baseman, Brett Beatty.
On top of that, they haven't left many guys on base, so they've been efficient getting runners on and finding ways to bring them home.
And the first offering is not close. Just missed.
That missed. 2-0.
Next pitch misses.
Outside.
And now 3-0.
Well, I would expect in this 3-0 count, you're taking all the way. See if he'll walk you.
Fastball for a strike at 95. Pop foul out of play off to the right. One out, bases empty. In the air, right side of the infield. Hamilton. Out, number 2.
Now batting, center fielder, Tyrone Taylor.
2 outs, bases empty. And now here's a speed threat. Outfielder, Tyrone Taylor. Singled and drove in a run his first time through. That one's in there. 0-1. Just missed. Misses off the plate. Ball 2. Slider clips the corner. That misses the zone. Counts full, 3-2. Francisco Lindor up next for the Mets. Two outs. The 3-2 is off the outside edge, and that is ball 4.
One of the things about that 2-out walk, the base runner over at first base is going to have a very aggressive secondary lead. So ball down the line or into the gap will produce a 2-out RBI, and those are the best. That is, if you are the offensive side of it.
Lindor in the box with 2 gone, and takes a look at a called strike. Next offering is in for a strike.
Perhaps not quite ready to hit. First 2 pitches by him for a couple of strikes. Now back is against the wall. He's going to have to figure something out and figure it out quickly.
And that one in the air, center field. Campbell should have this one. And that's the 3rd out. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on. We head down to the home half of inning number 3. It's the Mets 5 and the Red Sox 1. Back in Boston, and now the catcher comes up to hit. Carlos Narvaez.
Catcher, Carlos Narvaez.
And that misses. And it's 1-0. In the air, left field. Nimmo ranging after it. Makes the grab, 1 down.
Up next for the Red Sox, left fielder.
So the Red Sox lineup
Duran.
turns over. Now batting Jaron Duran. Ripped a triple to open up the ball game. Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory for the catcher. He makes the catch, and there's 2 down.
That was a good pitch to hit right down the heart of the plate. Had pretty good timing on it. Just got underneath it a little bit and popped it up.
2 down, bases empty. Devers now.
Not a surprise he's off to a good start in this one, given he enjoys playing so much at home. Let's see if he can make it 2 for 2.
And there's a strike. Good heater at 98.
The guy's going this good. He's retired 7 in a row. You got to step out of the box, fake bunt, do something to break it up.
Inside. And the count is 1-1. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. And now a 2-out opportunity for Alex Bregman.
Now batting, third baseman Alex Bregman.
And now it's Alex Bregman. He's 0 for 1. And it's fouled away.
2 quick outs, needed to get that third one, wasn't able to do it. Now you bring up the heart of this order. You got to find a way to get it done right here.
Outside low, and it's 1-1.
The only adjustment he needs to make is his target. If you aim at the outside corner, that slider's going to end up way off the plate. Perhaps look a little more down the middle, and you get it right where you want it.
Breaking ball inside, and it's 2-1. Devers leads off first with 2 down to the inning. And a 2-1 hammered but foul. Swing and a miss, struck him out. That K is his 3rd of the game. And the Red Sox lead 1. They're down 5-1. Welcome back, and now on the mound to start the 4th, Sean Newcomb.
Now pitching
And they felt it was time to bring on a left-handed reliever from the pen with the lefty hitter coming up. I think it's a good move. I know I never liked when opposing teams did that to me.
And now it's Juan Soto. He has, as they like to say,
let me guess, Boog, light tower power?
That's right. That one close, ruled a ball. Ball 1. You know, Singy, they talk about Red Sox Nation, but there is something to that because the Boston Red Sox aren't just about Boston or Massachusetts. It's that whole New England area. So you're talking about Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Northern Connecticut. There's a whole segment of the country that is locked in on the Boston Red Sox pitch to pitch throughout the summer.
It was all over that fastball right there. I tell you what, if he gets under it just by a fraction of an inch or a little bit more, that's way back. They travel really well, and I think Red Sox fans are sprinkled all over the country.
Right side, and foul ball. That one is blasted left field towards the monster, into the monster seats and gone. Home run number 10 on the year. It's 6-1.
Looks like this guy was looking out over the plate, but he was ready to turn on the inside fastball. So direct to the pitch, absolutely blasted out of this ballpark.
Brandon Nimmo up now for the Mets. In the air, left field, down the line, and that'll get off into the seats. Next one misses, and the count even 1-1. 1 out, bases empty, and a run in. Top half of inning number 4. And that one is lifted in the air. Campbell on his way over. And there's 2 down.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Mark Vientos.
2 outs, bases empty. So now here's the Mets DH, Mark Vientos. 0 for 2 in this one. First pitch just misses. And another ball.
Well, he gave up the home run earlier in this inning, not pitching as aggressively here.
And there's a foul ball.
Look out. That ball was smoked. Man, I am so relieved that they have this netting down the lines. Just ensures safety for the fans. Last thing as a player, you want to look up and see a fan get hit.
And Newcomb fires. Into center. Abreu giving chase. Makes the grab, tracks it down after the long run. And that is that. One scores in the inning coming on this solo home run. And this is now a 6-1 ball game. Major League Baseball is on the show. And welcome back to the ballpark. Leading off, Wilyer Abreu.
Right fielder.
He's a guy, Chris's highlights include some of the best throws from the outfield that you will ever see. Definitely one of the best arms in the sport. First pitch, and he just misses.
Yeah, the infielders and the catcher can never give up on a play, because if this guy thinks he has a chance, he's going to throw it from the warning track if he has to.
This one in the air. Baden corrals it. One away.
Oh, that's a frustrating end to the at-bat for the hitter right there.
Now,
I mean, that pitch was right down the middle. I think he got a little too excited, came out of his mechanics, and instead of driving that ball somewhere, he popped it up. Unfortunate for him. Just a bit tardy there. Not sure if he had a hard time picking it up out of the hand or if he was sitting off speed.
Next offering is fouled back. Base is empty, one away. We're here in the bottom of the fourth. Pitch misses, and the count is 1-2.
Too close for me, partner, to take that 0-2 fastball, but for whatever reasons, he let it go by. He's still in the at-bat. I don't think he'll let the next one go.
The 1-2. Just misses without one.
Ball. 2-2.
Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. One down, base is empty. And it remains 2-2. Swing and a miss, and he got him. He's notched 4 strikeouts now.
Well, one of the things that hitters will do is they'll look for that red dot on the baseball as it's coming in to let them know what the pitch is. And if they see the red dot, it's typically a slider. But when a guy's got a really tight one with high spin rates, very difficult to determine. And that's probably why we saw a swing and miss right there. Just a nasty pitch.
Foul ball.
That's too low.
That's a ball.
And that's ball 1. And that one is in for a strike. Good pitch.
Looked pretty good as far as being in the strike zone, but I'm sure as a hitter, not too good with where it was located. Very top of the strike zone, middle away.
Pitch in the dirt.
2-2.
And that's ball 2. That one laced to center and a base hit. And that means Trevor Story will have a chance to hit.
Now batting, shortstop, Trevor Story.
Here's Story now. Grounded out his first time. You talk about elite defensive players, especially in the middle of the diamond, and this guy is at the top of the list. And that's off the inside edge. And that is ball 1.
That's a ball.
On the ground right side, and that's just foul.
Yeah, we go beyond just the fielding percentage and what it looks like, but the ability to have a range and close holes that are normally there against an average defender. But this guy is special, and you can see it in his first step quickness.
Yeah.
Hoog, and the one thing
Full
about
count.
that is speed never goes in a slump, and defense shouldn't either. Hitting-wise, you can struggle, you can lose your mechanics, but the thing that you can do consistently every single game is play great defense if you're talented in that way, and this is what this guy does.
Now batting, second baseman.
First and second,
David
2 outs.
Hamilton.
Here's a speed threat, David Hamilton. And a big swing and a miss.
0-1.
That one in there across the letters.
Man, I'm pretty impressed out there on the mound right now. I mean, these are tough spots where pitchers really got to bear down. Those last 2 pitches were well executed.
And that's in the
1-2.
dirt. Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory for the catcher. And that's the inning. Boston strands a pair. They trail it 6-1. We go to the top of the 5th, and the batter now, Jeff McNeil.
Jeff McNeil.
Newcomb, 31 years old. He joined the team as a free agent. In the air, out towards left center. Duran makes the grab. 1 up, 1 down. Here's the catcher for the Mets, Francisco Alvarez. And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike. Right through there for a strike. And 1-2. Missed inside with the curve.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Hard ground ball, base knock. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that.
third
Not much to
baseman,
this one
Brett
other than just a
Beatty.
willingness to go the other way and put the ball in play. That's a team at bat right there. Nice job of staying back and letting the ball get deep.
Now the third baseman, Brett Beatty. Fastball for a strike. This one in the air. Bregman. And there's 2 down. And now the center
Now
fielder,
batting,
Tyrone
center
Taylor.
fielder, Tyrone Taylor.
We talk about guys with good speed, and definitely he has it. But pushing the offense aside for just a second, Chris, it's the defensive side that I think meanwhile, this pitch gets away. And now a man into scoring position.
Heads up base running right there. Well, he gets to balls that get by most people at that position. Just really impressive because there's certain times the ball comes off the bat, automatically that team that hit it thinks that they've got a base hit, or they may have extra bases, and he just takes it away.
Out to short. Story whips it to first, and that is that. Mets lead 1. They lead it though 6-1. Bottom of the inning, and here's the
Leading off
catcher,
for
Carlos
the Red
Narvaez.
Catcher, Carlos Narvaez.
McGill back to work. That one the other way. Could be extra bases. And it gets by him. Around first and hustling for second. Not stopping. He's going for 3.
Went up there looking to be aggressive and got something he could handle. He really shot that one down the right field line and somehow found a way to keep it from slicing foul. One thing that was great about the approach, his head was down all the way through the pitch, and that's how you do it.
Back to the top of the lineup. Next to hit, Jarren Duran. 1 for 2 in the game. He tripled and scored in the first. Ball one there.
You know, these Red Sox being a little too patient at the plate in this game. Sometimes it's a good thing, but today they're continuing to fall behind in the count, and that's adding a ton of pressure to their offense.
Delivers a pitch in for a strike at 95. That's a base hit. Run scores.
Well, here we are, third time through the order, and this is where we see the OPS jump up. Manager might have to go to the bullpen a little bit sooner than he anticipated.
And here is Devers. Devers, the baby-faced assassin. In there for a strike at the top of the zone.
This might be a steal situation, but that's not your average catcher behind the dish. You have to be careful here.
Duran on at first, nobody out. Runner on the go. Swing and a miss. Throw, save. Man at second. Smoked on the ground a second. Throws to first in time. And that's the first out in the bottom of the 5th.
That's a good piece of hitting right
Now
there.
batting,
It's early,
third
but you still
baseman,
want to move the
Alex
runner up and give your team a
Bregman.
chance to score. That's exactly what happened, so you better believe your teammates are happy with you after that at bat.
Bregman up for the 3rd time here. Watches that one miss. Right through there for a strike.
Well, I think that pitch surprised all of us. Right down the middle, doesn't get a swing. Not very often you see a hitter lay off a cookie like that.
Sinker gets the bottom of the zone, and that's a strike. Wild pitch. Catcher gets a piece. No advance, though. One away with a runner at 3rd. Last half of inning number 5. Out towards right center field. Soto really on his horse for it. Pulls it in on the run. 2 down.
That's just a really nice catch on the run right
Now
there. He
batting,
saved
the
extra
right
bases for
fielder,
sure. If the pitcher's his friend, he'll give him a second to
Abreu.
catch his breath before he's ready to deal the next pitch.
Wilyer Abreu now at the plate. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter. And it's strike 2.
0-2.
And he dodges that fastball. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That ends the inning and stops things from getting out of hand. But the RBI single pushes across a run. It's now 6-2. Back after this on the show. All right, we go to the top half of inning number 6. Here's the Mets leadoff man, Francisco Lindor. Francisco Lindor at the plate. The Mets shortstop, originally drafted by Cleveland, and a guy with some serious power and an excellent defender. Lindor swings through that one.
He just threw that fastball by him, elevated, and if you're not looking up in that location, very difficult to catch up to, especially with that velocity.
1-2.
Missed inside with the curve. That's off the mark, and that's ball 3.
Count is full.
Oh, that got away from him. And he's going to reach on a hit by pitch to lead off the inning.
Up next for the Mets,
so a man at
fielder,
first.
Juan
Soto up now for the Mets. 1 for 3.
No, that's low.
Squirts away a little bit. And it's through for a hit. And now 2 aboard.
Now batting, the first baseman, Pete Alonso.
And next for the Mets, Pete Alonso. He went deep back in the 4th. A pretty important swing of the bat in this ball game.
Yeah, Boogie, he didn't waste any time. He jumped all over that pitch and saw it the entire way. You talk about squaring it up. He didn't miss a stitch on the baseball.
Grounded to third. Could be 2. Tags the runner. Back to first, and that is a double play.
Now batting, left fielder, Brandon Nimmo.
Now here is Brandon Nimmo.
He's been such a good hitter with runners in scoring position. Some guys just take it to another level. For him right now at the plate, it's like everyone else is in slow motion, and he's in full speed.
Missed with a changeup, and it's a ball and a strike.
1-1.
The 1-1 is fouled off. Soto at second with 2 down. That's a base hit. Coming home. Here's the throw to the plate. He's safe. And the lead is up to 5.
Up next for the Mets, the designated hitter, Mark
So up
Vientos.
next for New York, Mark Vientos. 0 for 3 with 2 flyouts and a strikeout. The other way, base hit. And now first and second with 2 outs.
Waste no time there. Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly.
And now here's Jeff McNeil. And that's downstairs. And that's ball 1. First and second, 2 down. And we're in the top half of the 6th. That one ripped. And it's a one-hopper off the wall. Should be extra bases. 1 run across. The relay, he's in there. And they're pulling away up by 7 now.
Now batting,
Gets the job done as he
catcher,
brings home a
Francisco
pair. Off the bat, he
Alvarez.
was headed for the gap all the way. And as a hitter, you love seeing those as you take your first couple of steps out of the box. You know you've got some real estate to run on, and such a good feeling. Nice liner into the gap right there.
Manager out of the dugout now, and he'll make a move to dip into the Red Sox bullpen. Sean Newcomb done for the night, and he's responsible for the runner on second, so the book isn't closed on him yet. We'll be right back.
Now pitching
Justin
for the Red
Slate
Sox.
gets the call from the pen.
Number 63.
I think it's got to be a little tough coming in out of the
Justin
pen when your guys are
Slate.
trailing so big on the scoreboard. Just doesn't have the same intensity to it, but he's got to find a way because these batters count the same for his stats, obviously, regardless of the score.
Now at the plate, Francisco Alvarez.
Yeehaw!
There's a strike. Swing and a grounder foul first base side. 2 outs and 1 in scoring position.
Ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Swings and misses, struck him out. 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. We go to the bottom half of inning number 6, and the 5, 6, 7 slots due up. It's the Mets 9 and the Red Sox 2. Well, we go bottom 6, and stepping in for Boston, Christian Campbell. That one ripped right center field. Lays out and makes the play.
Juan Soto does more than just
Up
packs a
next
big
for
stick.
the Red Sox,
Special player
first
defensively, as we
baseman,
can see on that
Nick
diving catch. He took away a
Sogard.
base hit.
Nick Sogard digs in now. 1 for 2. Oh, he doesn't get the call. Ball 1. One down, base is empty. And there's a strike. Action in the
1-1.
Mets bullpen. Reed Garrett preparing to come on if needed. Brazoban warming up as well. Next pitch is downstairs. There's a strike. The Mets
2-2.
up big in this one here in the bottom of the 6th. Fouls it back with 2 strikes. And down on strikes. And that's 6 Ks for him in this one.
I'm not saying it wasn't a strike or, you know, it was a ball, whatever, but just the location with that velocity. It's hard enough to, even if the velocity's not great, but that velocity, that location, tip your cap.
2 down, base is empty. Here's Trevor Story now. Right through there for a strike.
0-1.
Next pitch
1-1.
misses way outside. And that gets the top of the zone for a strike.
1-2.
Swing and a ball popped in the air. McNeil settles under it and makes the catch. And that is that. Nothing across here this half. 7th inning coming up. It's the Mets 9 and the Red Sox 2. Back here in a blowout, which gives us a chance to talk about just about anything.
Bro, don't get me fired.
All right, Singy, when you played, how much of a fashionista were you? Would you come to the ballpark dressed to the nines?
No, I wouldn't. Even on the road trips, I was, pretty average. There were some guys that would dial it up, and there'd be some outfits where you're kind of double taking and saying, where in the world are you going? But overall, I'd say I kept it low key.
Yeah, you see some guys into the fashion nowadays and big on the gram, as the kids like to say. Post their fits,
1-2.
right? That's what you say?
Is that what it is?
It's a fit. Your fit, your outfit, your fit.
Got a little drip around the neck, too.
Yeah, believe it. Scale of 1 to 10, how old do we sound right now?
Really old, like close to Social Security benefits.
Yeah.
I can't argue with that one, and clearly he was looking for something else, anything but the breaking ball. It's a great pitch to hit right there if you're looking for it, and kind of a gift in a 2-strike count, but sometimes you just get fooled and you got to tip your cap.
Cut on and lifted in the air. Pops over the wall, and that's an automatic double.
Now batting, shortstop, Francisco Lindor.
Back to the top of the order now. Francisco Lindor getting ready to hit. There's the strike. Taylor, the runner at second with one away. Strike 2.
No balls, 2 strikes.
And that just misses. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Swing and a ground ball.
That's foul.
And it goes just foul. One out and a runner at second here in the top half of inning number 7. Line drive, caught.
That swing right there tells me he's seeing the ball pretty well. I know it didn't produce a hit, but he made solid contact, and that's all you're looking to do anytime you're at the plate.
Juan Soto up now for the Mets. He's a guy who does it all. With the lack of contact in today's game, this guy hits for contact, so he delivers average, but there's on base and slugging too. In there at the knees, that's strike 1.
Early in the count, you have to be real careful because of that power, but then if this hitter gets a strike or two on him, he's still very comfortable, and because he has the ability to get the barrel to the baseball, he's a threat deep into the count as well.
0-2.
Runner at second, 2 down.
Put him away right here.
High fly ball lifted in the air right field. Abreu snags it. And that'll do it. Mets strand 1, but they still lead it 9-2.
pitching for New York.
We're back in a new pitcher here to
Number
start the bottom of the
75.
7th. Reed Garrett.
And he's got a nice lead to work with, so he should come in throwing strikes, attacking
Leading
these
off
hitters.
for the Red Sox.
Now it's the second baseman,
Second
David
baseman,
Hamilton.
David Hamilton.
And that one cutting but missing down low. Hit in the air out to center field. Taylor. And there's one down.
Now batting, the catcher, Carlos Narvaez.
Here's the catcher, Carlos Narvaez. First offering, and it just misses.
1-0.
And another ball.
2-0.
Base is empty, one away. Here at the bottom of the 7th. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Dives, but it kicks off his glove. No throw, and he's on at first.
Now batting, left fielder,
Man at first.
Duran.
Here's the left fielder, Jaron Duran. And that's pushed foul off to the left and out of play.
Boog, the runner at first needs to be careful right here. He's dealing with a pickoff artist on the mound.
Inside, just missed. Man at first, one away. Next offering is downstairs. He swings and fouls one off. Still 2-2 after the foul ball. In the dirt. Nice job behind the plate there. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again.
Well, he's having a tough time getting a pitch by him. As a hitter, you feel pretty confident that you're seeing different pitches still able to make some type of contact.
Duran checks his swing, appeal to third, and Earl Hendricks punches him out. That's a strikeout. Here's Rafael Devers.
Now batting, designated hitter, Rafael Devers.
And the pitch a little bit low, ball one. That misses the zone. 2-0.
2 balls, no strikes.
Right through there for a strike.
Back-to-back fastballs in. That last one called for a strike. Probably go away, but look for him to come back in there to try to finish you off.
Got the bat going too soon. It's strike 2.
Wow, good luck catching up to that one.
Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. Two outs. And he can't come up with it. But they got the out at first, and that'll do it for the inning. One left for the Red Sox. They're down 7. It's 9-2. back here at Fenway
Leading
Park.
off
We're at the top
for
of
the
the
Mets,
8th. In
first
steps the
baseman,
polar bear, Pete Alonso.
With this kind of lead, he can swing freely, try to hit the ball out of the park, do what he loves to do.
Slayton back to work. Misses
No, that
just
missed.
off
That's a
the
ball.
outside edge. I think that was a strike. And now
That's
2-0
a ball.
as that one missed below the knees. And that's too
Ball.
high. That's in
Nice one.
there.
3-1.
Fought off foul. Hard hit left side. Zips it across, and that takes care of Alonso.
Now batting, left fielder, Brandon Nimmo.
Next is the cleanup hitter for the Mets, Brandon Nimmo. And the first
That's a
pitch
ball.
misses for ball 1.
1-0.
Next offering is fouled back. The Mets up big in this one, and we're in the top of the 8th. Now one
Ball.
missed. Hit on the
That's
ground to the
ball.
right side. And foul ball. That
Full
just
count.
misses. Full count now.
And that's awfully close. I don't know how you take that. He's seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well right now.
One down, base is empty. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. Mark
Now batting,
Vientos
the
up now
designated
for the
hitter,
Mets.
Mark Vientos.
Swinging a foul straight back. Lifted in the air, right center field. Abreu sizing this one up. He's got it. And that is out number 3. And we're back here at Fenway
Leading
Park,
off
bottom of the
for
8th.
Red
Now it's
Sox,
Alex Bregman.
Third baseman, Alex Bregman.
Garrett, a
a
6'2
ball.
righty, 32 years
One ball,
old,
no strikes.
a former first-round pick back in 2018. And the 1-0. There's a swing and a drive. Taylor moving back. And it's off the Green Monster. Into second easily with a leadoff double.
Oh, that'll make you feel good as a hitter right there. Loud contact leads to the double. I mean, you could tell it had extra bases written all over it as it jumped off of his stick.
So a man aboard, Wilyer Abreu, the next to hit. 0 for 3 in this one. Headed towards the corner. And a foul ball. Bregman stands at second with no outs.
Ball.
just
Nope, ball.
missed. Fouls one off. 2-2. And the
Counter
sweeper
score.
misses. Runner in scoring position, nobody out. Here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. This one smoked out to left. Hauls it in, and there's one away.
Not fooled at all right there. He was clearly all over it,
Now
but
batting,
sometimes
the
you hit it
center
too
fielder,
hard and right at
Christian
someone.
Campbell.
You're looking for one of those bloop hits to get a knock sometimes.
Christian Campbell up next for the Red Sox.
And remember, he was absolutely robbed of a base hit last time up.
And first offering is fouled off. And ball one.
1-1.
So a foul ball makes it 1-2. Sets him down on strikes. Called strike 3 on a fastball up in the zone.
No, just excellent location on that inside
Now
fastball.
batting,
Really
first
locked him up.
baseman,
And
Nick
as a hitter, it's not typically what
Sogard.
you're looking for. You're trying to protect away and then in, so you can be a little bit tardy with 2 strikes. Hard to tell if he was fooled or if he thought it would be called a ball, but either way, that's a really nice pitch.
At the plate, Nick Sogard. Way high. That one
Good.
finds the zone. That's strike 1. Swings through that one for strike 2.
1 and 2's the count.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. This one pretty well decided at this point.
Now pitching
We're
for the
back.
Red
It's the
Sox.
top of the 9th, and there's a new pitcher on the mound,
57.
Greg Weisser.
And with the
Greg
big
Weisser.
deficit on the scoreboard, he almost has to just put that out of his mind. Every outing matters for relievers and their numbers, but I think it's tough to get up for
Leading
this
off
type of
for the
appearance
Mets,
the same way
second
you would
baseman
for one in a
Jeff
close game.
McNeil.